I have Ambassador Gurjit Singh joining us this evening, Major General Sanjay Meston and Ambassador Ashraf Hydari also with us. Namaste, greetings, gentlemen, thank you very, very much. And Ambassador Gurjit Singh, I'm going to first ask you, how big a concern should this be for us as India? Because we are trying to engage with the people of Afghanistan. We are trying to engage with this Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan.
Yes, this is a very interesting time. And you rightly said India is trying to engage with Afghanistan. So there are essentially two aspects. One is the geostrategic aspect, and then there is the humanitarian and economic aspect. And India is trying to engage on the second one, the humanitarian and economic aspect, in the hope of getting a certain amount of leeway into the geostrategic aspect. Now, what happens here is that evidently the Taliban has not given up on supporting terrorism. And Zawahiri is not the only example. Look at the battle between them and Pakistan over the TTP. So cross-border terrorism is not dead in Afghanistan, but India is trying to find a way through. Certainly, the finding Zawahiri and assassinating him in Afghanistan, in the heart of the green zone, I think should make India more cautious, because the Taliban is difficult to trust. There are too many players going their own way between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
True, but let me ask you, Hestonji, how does this affect us? And Sanjay Mestonji, my point is that if you look at it, this means that they can turn on each other at any point in time. And who do you trust then? And if there is so much of a rivalry between, and if there is so much of a divide and a tussle between the Logar group and the Khost group, or the Pakistani or the Haqqanis and the Afghan Taliban, so then things will never be settled.
Anand, absolutely true. You know, during my tenure in Afghanistan for almost 3 years, that is from 2011 to 14, I had the opportunity to interact with many Afghans over there, including some retired, not retired, some people who had left the Taliban then. And somehow I also met the classmate of Mullah Omar. Now, my understanding is that in Afghanistan, by and large, money is a very, very important factor. And there is a saying that with the change of wind direction, and whoever offers the maximum money, people are subject to be manipulated. And this strategy was adopted by British when they were ruling over British India very successfully to divide the Afghans. Now, therefore, that policy continues. The policy has been learnt very well by Pakistan, and therefore they have been the biggest manipulators in this entire game. And if you recollect, Haqqani was the one. The Indian blood is in his hands. He was the one who had killed a defense attaché and the first attaché in the Embassy of India, Kabul bombing on July 7, 2008. So what I'm trying to highlight that I have really seen on ground, there is lot of problems amongst the various factions, and Afghanistan is known for this. In fact, I've heard from the Afghans, he is from so-and-so nationality, not even tribe.
Yeah.
They say nationality. So anyway, leading on to all that, the rivalries will continue. There are lot of aspects into this. People, especially for example, in Kandahar and Jalalabad, Nangarhar area, amongst Pashtuns, even the dialect is totally different, and they also have a lot of difference. So even in Helmand and the Kandahar, I found there is a lot of difference. So this tribal rivalry continues, and this is what the entire essence in Afghanistan is. And this has been exploited by most of the foreign powers, including, I would say, CIA, KGB, and everyone. Now, this is the essence. Now, coming on to the question, whether we can rely on Taliban, I personally feel not at all. We should not get into this binding trap, because the same Taliban, they can ditch anyone, all these, whether it is Haqqani and all, and you even recollect when the formation of this illegitimate government was to take place, the DG ISI was there.
Yes.
He was interested that the Home Ministry should go to Sirajuddin.
Yeah.
And if you recollect, in the presidential palace, there was in fighting among these people, and there was, I think, Mullah brother was injured. So this is the kind of thing, and their interest will continue to clash. Therefore, my take is, as a nation, India should not rely on Taliban. However, what the ambassador has made a point, and I substantiate, the interest of the people of Afghanistan is of prime importance to us. How we engage with the people, I think there has to be some kind of an independent agency through the United Nations organization. I do not know how that's a feasibility, because there is actually a United Nations assistance mission in Afghanistan. So they, including the UNHCR, etc., they have to take a leading role in this. And you look at Taliban, 1 year has happened. Even they have, not gone to the extent of having an inclusive government. No leader in the system. Outsider has been taken. So government, perhaps illegitimate government, may not even last. And this kind of a problem will continue. The inter-factional rivalry, the tribal rivalry will continue, and none of them can be trusted. So I see a very good future for Afghans as a nation, and therefore for India to engage with Taliban, I strongly feel we should not fall into the trap, because reliability is zero. And how do we trust them? They are the ones who have 9/11 occurred during their time.
No,
they can't be trusted in any manner.
No, they can't be trusted.